Okay, so when we last met our heroes, you saw two big, huge dragons flying away high up into the clouds to the north after forcing you a deal, and in exchange of Otiro's body, they spared the rest of you. And of course, the sight wasn't exactly pretty because the worm dragon basically ate the body on your eyes. And aside from that, you also managed, of course, to get the seat of Yggdrasil. You are back at the flying castle. And the question would be, what do you do now? No, wait. North map, this should be it.
That music is a lot louder than a lot of your other songs. I had to turn it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can actually hear it. By some reason, I don't hear songs in D20.
I mean, that's the thing with SoundCloud. They upload music at different. Oh wait.
Bass
Oh wait,
volume.
I didn't change the settings. Oops. Yeah,
I
because
wasn't blaming you.
I can edit the sound volume of each track and I forgot to put it down.
We're still up at the very top.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm at the.
I wasn't moving you, so
I think we're at the. Like at the entrance. Of
Yeah.
the
yeah,
castle.
you ended at that point.
Well, just to be damn well sure, I'm going to hold up the seat in front of me and cast Detect Magic.
Okay. So sadly, for the rest of you, you see us. Sorry, what?
Am I with them?
You're in the library and having noticed nothing.
Yes, you are right now with them.
Okay, I come back in time to see the dragons flying overhead or something.
Yeah.
Oh right, okay.
They leave.
Oh, man.
We asked how your mother was.
Thank you very much. Don't ask again.
Okay. To answer, to say the rest of you see suddenly the seat flashes with light, and then you see the cloudy look on the Mari's face. You know, the cloudy eyes that technically she's looking forward, but she's not looking anything specific. Do you get that? No, the intro music was Orb of Winter from Smite and Ignite album from League of Legends.
Ah, right. Never played
It's
it.
from
so I
Pentakill.
recognize it.
The band.
Yeah,
Right.
they made very nice music. Anyways.
Such a good.
And for Mari, suddenly you find yourself, for a moment, it's just a moment, you feel connected to everything and everyone. For a moment, you feel like you see everything, every possibility, every word that there is, a giant tree sprawling across the universe, and then after a second it ends, and you feel the shredder, the legs. Suddenly the legs give up, so you slump onto the ground, with heavy breathing. So yeah, that was the reaction.
Alright. We're going to go sit down at that table in there, and you all are going to tell me everything you know about the guy that we're giving this damn thing to.
Alright.
You're talking to Genkiro, because he's the only one.
Yeah, I'm having a
put it-
two-way conversation over here.
Lysander's met him and knows him.
Did you,
Genkiro,
Lysander?
and from this party right now, Genkiro and Lysander
Yeah.
for sure know
Okay.
him. Jai might know him also.
I think if he's the guy that I think he is that the cloaked guy that was like, "Hey, I'm gonna steal your sword now"?
Yeah, you don't know he's a good guy. Well, good, but
I still think he's a bad guy.
Yeah,
yeah, that'll be
Well,
interesting.
I don't trust him either, but so far he's quote-unquote been nice to us.
Well, for once he resurrected whole party after TPK with Demilich.
And just to make sure, once I put the seed back in my robe, I am going to wild shape into, fuck it, let's just say a cat. So that it's melted into my body pretty much, so no one can steal it from me.
Oh yeah, I just want to say also.
I'm pretty sure he would find a way.
So
Oh, yeah, he would. He probably could. And that way would be
just
killing
rip
me.
the cat open. Or
No,
beat
it'd
him
just
up
be
like a
killing me.
pinata.
But would you really want to kill your good teammate if you're good as well?
No, not me. I'm talking about the other dude.
Oh yeah.
I just just want to say, you know how I set up a load of spells that I always have on.
Yep.
Yeah. Matt, this is important because it makes a difference. I am, instead of casting fly and having a speed of 60, I'm now doing overland flight, so it's 11 hours a day, but slightly slower.
Oh, okay.
And as a lantern bearer, I also get 11 hours a day of pass without trace personal, so that if I ever do go on the ground, I can't be tracked either.
Cool.
I know it's super paranoid, but you know what
That
it's
will
like.
be useful. You know what? Honestly, considering you are friend with Genkiro who is enemies with Phantom Troop, being paranoid is proper course of action.
No, absolutely. I'm just saying that, you know.
He's being extra paranoid.
Yeah, that's completely fine. Okay, so you move back inside. Question, because remember you have that time limit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just Jai just kind of walks back to the flying controls, doesn't say anything, and just kind of starts flying. He looks very sad.
Okay. Now I need to remember. We will in a moment. We'll get to that discussion about the Asmarius and all of that stuff. I need to remember at which point of a day the last session ended.
Late afternoon.
Late afternoon, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that was second day, I think.
Yep, second day.
Yeah, I mean you will be able to get from the area like like half a day and you will be out, so you won't freeze to death. Okay, so that was it.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, so let's tackle the discussion about Osmarius, and then I will ask you your characters one or two questions. So yeah, you gather at planning, like common room, council room. You sit down. Jai just went without a word somewhere down.
I do have another proposal, because there's a few of us now, and because we've cleaned some areas and they're nice.
We still have one room left.
Yes,
by the way.
many areas are clean. Would anybody like to swap the meeting room from the rather prosaic central common hall to putting a nice table in the greenhouse?
I do have a forest there. I do have a home in that forest there that has all kinds of furniture.
I know that a resident druid would like it, but I just wondered if anybody else would just think it's a nicer place. Bear in mind that as we're getting more control of the place, we should possibly, enjoy it.
I mean, yeah, sure. If you want to meet in greenhouse, there is a forest that Mari made. There is some furniture, I guess, so you can make a meeting there.
We can lift the table.
Essentially, I just assumed during my downtime I'd just start growing furniture.
Well,
yeah, you can create wood. That's a very good point.
If it's going to be our home, then we should probably enjoy it as a thing. I mean, there are plenty of things looking on our map that we've got to deal with. For instance, the House of Pleasure is empty currently, and we'll need things for the merchant room, and we're going to have to employ a brewer and a cook and a butcher and all sorts of things. But for the time being, we may as well, I don't know, live pleasantly.
Yeah, so let's tackle this quickly. You gather at the greenhouse, the site of forest and green stuff, like is a pleasant view after witnessing the horrible murder and eating the body of your comrade.
Yeah,
So
that's
it will soothe your soul. So let's, because for this I just want to go with this rather quickly.
Yes.
So discuss
Yeah.
about as Mari asks. So how do you answer?
I pretty much just want an info dump, everything you know.
shoot.
And I actually mean that in out of game 2 because I don't remember shit about that guy.
Well, no, he's like an ambiguous. I can tell you, we definitely know he's a.
Should I make, or should I just be quiet since I have not appeared yet?
He's extremely powerful sorcerer. He's ambiguous as to what his motives are, but they're probably not good. He's friendly enough, but that's because last time we met, we had insufficient power to challenge him, so it was a matter of indifference. He had so many shields and contingencies on that there was genuinely nothing we could do, even if we did get angry. So we had a glass of wine and some submission, and he's odd. He's trying to work out his motivations because he doesn't need the money or the power, because he could get all that.
Or, in other words, we met as Marius. First, we thought he was a bad guy, just trying, hinder our motives, some random evil magician. Then it turned out that after the Lich, he had come there to save the city with some golems, probably for his own reasons. He then hired us for 50,000 gold, actually it was 75,000 gold each, to do a mission. After we got killed by Demi-Lich, he revived us 5 years later. By then he had turned the whole country into his own country and lowered our money to 50,000 instead, and sent us off to find the tree of Yggdrasil in order to commence a ritual that would open this world to all other worlds. That's pretty much all of it.
And one last thing, he still holds in his demi-plane, two things. One, he still holds the part of the artifact in his demi-plane for safekeeping, because you said that you have, I don't know if you said, I'm gonna say you said to him that you know the ritual how to destroy the part of this artifact, and it's important because he also said to you that the Phantom Troop, it's especially Genki remembers that the Phantom Troop destroyed his village because his village was holding the gauntlet. The thing that allows you to hold this Eternity Blade
So
and not die immediately.
yeah.
Yeah, essentially for the new guys, the point is about this guy is that we can't.
We don't know shit about his motives. We only know that he's paying us money.
Really do anything.
And also the second thing, and you all remember that you met him, he said something along the lines that the death would be only temporary distraction for him.
Yeah, he's
So he's basically kind of like Mari.
Yeah,
Well-
pretty much. A bit more powerful, though.
Well, the thing is that the reason why he's so calm and polite and essentially quite nice is that we're not a threat, and nor is almost anything else. He slaughtered anything that even looked at him funny before, from what we know. So, all we know is that if he is an enemy, it's one we can't deal with. But he probably is because he's dodgy. However, if he's using us, we're not entirely sure why.
Why didn't he go and grab it himself? That's a good question.
Yeah, but then again, there's possibilities such as being warded by certain things. Remember, we're essentially, one theory I think is that we're essentially mostly good guys, or at least unpolluted. Certain.
The question is here, do we trust him in giving back it for money, or do we not? Because I don't think we have much of a choice here.
Also, you remember that.
You're not even with us yet, so
No.
Yeah, you
That's-
remember that from the meeting with him when he gave you a quest that Lysander asked him the same question: why he alone, why won't he himself go and fetch the seed? And he answered because now the part of the blade is for safekeeping, like for safekeeping with him, and if he goes away, then Phantom Troop might strike and take it away.
But even with all of my reservations in mind, my vote is to honour our contract and go back to him. May personally think he's inappropriate, but then again, we're all magic. We're all very, very strange people. I can imagine your average peasant being quite scared of us. And frankly, we did agree to do a thing for him, and it would be essentially disrespectful for us to break our word unless we have good reason to do so.
You agreed.
Well, I know
We agreed as
2 versus 2.
I think we're all we weren't all far away from that.
I have made no agreement with this person.
Oh no, you weren't there, but Oteros was, and Genkiro didn't object at the time.
he
Well-
seemed to have the favor of Pope Leoria and the captain of the guard as well,
Robert Augustus.
Robert Augustus.
Yeah, well, maybe they're not as bright, or at least they're as intense as us, but still, essentially, we did kind of make an agreement, and I think that I wouldn't particularly like to break my word as me and as an eternal wanderer, unless there was very good reason.
And also, I don't remember if he exactly gave you that impression, but basically what he said, that if you give him the Seat of Yggdrasil, he won't pursue and try to get the Eternity Blade for himself.
But he never said anything about getting the blade for somebody else.
He did
He
not.
actually said he'd help us destroy it if we got him the
Alright.
seed.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, right then.
Yep. Okay, I assume Mari, because 15. Well, you get slight feeling, but it's only a passing feeling, that from this info that you get, and also you might have heard that most of the stories you heard about him, that he was alive like 200 years ago, and you remember you're talking with this lady of the lake in the north, and you somehow get the feeling that the face of longing she has, it's from further away, that it's not from 200 years ago, it's from more in the past.
Alright. So, when we go to meet this guy, and there's no not meeting him, obviously.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's just put it this way. I am the one that has the seed. I am going to make sure that if anyone wants to get it from me, until I can give it to him, they will have to kill me. So, I will negotiate my own terms with him.
No, you won't. Hang on. No. This is
I'm not sure that is a wise idea.
this is an Eternal Wanderer's mission, and if you're claiming autonomy, that's only because you got this upper hand of, well, absorbing the item we need, which is a pretty cheap trick to ban the rest of the party.
Specifically, my demands are only going to include the ritual that he wants to do to unite the worlds or whatnot, I want to have a major part in it, to make sure that nothing is awry. I am sure he wouldn't have a problem with a druid such as myself aiding in his endeavor.
Well, yeah, you can speak for yourself and you can say what you like to him. However, if you think that you can, I don't think it's appropriate for you to speak and suggest that the rest of us don't have a voice in this. Some of us, including dear departed Osros, have vested interests themselves, and yeah, well, shoot, go ahead, but don't expect universal agreement if you go off on a tangent.
Okay.
And don't get me wrong, the whole idea of me staying wild shaped so that the seed is pretty much diffused into my body isn't as much to keep it from you guys as much as if someone were to come try to find it so we can't give it to as the sorcerer, so that then they'd have to kill us to get it instead of just say incapacitating us.
That's fine. I understand that. So, incidentally, if we do teleport down, what we got is a Genkiro and going to be little animals just ride on the others.
Could work.
Fine.
Well-
Mari and I are going to shapeshift into a cat and a fox, and we're going to ride on the top of a giant dragon.
But now that you bring that up, next time I wild shape, it will be into a fox.
Normally, I'd suggest you
Fox Brothers.
on my shoulders, but on the ground, so we've got the huge, massive fucking monster with us. I suppose you could ride on him.
Well, if we're teleporting, we probably need to have him change into a human.
Yeah, ideally, I can only still.
I mean, you're talking about teleporting the tower?
No. I was teleporting us to the destination.
But before we do that, we should probably get the tower a bit
Out of
further
freezing
south.
range.
Okay,
Out
so
of freezing
have I moved
range.
you? Yeah, to the new
Yeah.
map. You move, like Jai managed to fly the tower here after like, it's now very late evening, it's around midnight. The cold winds howl outside, and
Oh, well, I suppose.
aside from that, there is like a silence.
Just in case, I know it won't do everything, but another bunch of charges from the wand of endure elements. Yeah.
Sorry,
Just-
what?
Well, I've got a wand of endure elements. I know it won't protect against everything, but we need to have refusing charges every day.
Nah, like you had the blessing of like Lady of Summer, like from here.
Alright, so that's not necessary. Okay,
And
got
of
it.
course this will go away in a day, so that's why you were going south.
Yeah.
Okay, like the question is, I'm guessing like, where do you move your tower? Like, here?
Yeah, let's bring it to where we should put the on the site at the fucking hole.
Site of the fucking hole. There's like, here, I guess. The place where
Yeah.
the dragon awakened and he like went up. Okay, after the talking, as I
Up
said,
to space.
to space. I'm in space! Like Whitley from Portal. Anyways, I had few questions for characters, like psychological ones. First of all, it will be for Jai. Like you rejoined this party like few days ago, and right now you
Like literally 4 days ago.
yeah, and right now you saw one of your friends, long time no see friends, because you were in the party like before,
Yeah.
get like killed and eaten by the dragon. Like, what's your How are you feeling and what are your thoughts?
Jai feels like crap, mostly because one, he feels like he failed, even though he got stronger, he still failed. He didn't even manage to protect Otros's body, which he feels really bad about. He just really doesn't feel right about this situation, and if anything, if he felt like he might have had a shot against the dragons, he would have flown after them and fought them to the death. But he knew that he had no chance. And he blames himself for being weak.
Okay, I think the same question will be for Genkiro.
Yeah, Genkiro is also pretty sad because he's also been a good friend of Oteros for a very long time. They always got along well. He hasn't felt this bad since the sacking of his town, and if anyone were to sleep beside him, they would probably notice that he would be shaking the whole night.
Okay,
So,
sadly your waifu isn't here, so...
I
Oh,
could have
trust
gotten
sex.
sending so we could call her, pretty much. Call her up, be like, hey, you need to come over here. He's having a mental breakdown.
It might have interesting consequences, but before we go with that, Mari, before I ask you the same question, like you, I might say that in the place where he landed, like technically speaking, you won't have enough blood, but there is like a speck of it. Probably Otiros when he landed his dead body, and if you check it, the blood feels, and it's not because you were in the north, but the blood itself feels very strange, cold, like its color turned into Arctic dark blue. So something wrong happened.
It became
Yep.
a White Walker.
That would suck so bad if he goes and turns Odoros into an anti-paladin now. Some undead anti-paladin to kill us with.
Oh god, I could
It
one-shot
became a-
half the party.
It became a Death Knight.
And I probably just gave him this terrible idea.
Something else happened in the afterlife, and you will get to see towards the end of the session.
Alright.
Okay.
What, did Oteros become friends with death and didn't want to leave?
No, quite the opposite. You will see, because I don't want to metagame the rest of the party, because that will be quite important. Anyways, yeah, for Mari, even though like you are quite recent addition to the party, what are your feelings on like death, or technically speaking your comrade?
Losing a comrade in arms is always a terrible thing. However, I am really fucking old, and I've seen a lot of people die. So, it's probably not hitting me as hard as it would the others.
Yeah, that's another question for you.
And I didn't know him as much, so...
Like, yeah, because you saw a lot of people die. Like, during these moments when you see people die, do you consider your immortality a blessing or a curse?
I'd say more neither, just, how it is.
Yeah, you just accept things how they are.
Yep. A gift from nature, so I'll use it however long it wants to give me it.
Okay, cool. And yeah, last but not least, the same question for Lysander.
He was well, for human, he was good. He was brave. There is a human poem, and he reminds me, and it's very